Mentioned earlier throughout this Level 3 course are a variety of features available for managing your Power VS instance once that infrastructure and the services have been deployed on IBM Cloud. The customizability and scalability of these environments post-launch are precisely the type of cloud-centric benefits that draw clients and customers towards an investment in Power VS. In this chapter, we'll dive deeper into each of those advanced topics to get you up to speed on the fundamentals and provide you a launching point for you to craft more bespoke demonstrations and more complex demos on these topics for your own client engagements. Specifically, in this part, you'll examine each of the 4 categories in turn that we've mentioned: server placement groups, storage solutions including volumes, boot volumes, and images, networking topics that include subnets, cloud connections, and VPN connections, and additional services that are available from the IBM Cloud Catalog. Server placement groups deliver high availability, or HA, options for your Power VS instance within a data center, either on the same with affinity configuration or separate anti-affinity configuration physical servers. Every instance of IBM Power VS consists of a mandatory boot volume via the IBM Cloud Object Storage buckets provided on IBM Cloud, and has the option for additional storage volumes should a client require more post-launch or at the time that they launch. Boot images can also be supplied to provision new instances, and you'll explore the variety of options available for those through the IBM Cloud web interface. Subnets have a specific set of terminology for their types and uses that are found in our platform on IBM Cloud. Each subnet provides IP addresses to resources in different ways, and by knowing more about each type of subnet, you can understand how to best make use of them in your cloud infrastructure when it comes time to provide a scope or a set of definitions for your environment. Primary subnets are subnets assigned to meet the IP addressing needs of other products, such as bare metal servers or virtual server instances. These subnets are automatically assigned or removed at creation and destruction times. Secondary subnets are subnets which are purchased and routed by you, canceled when they're no longer needed. There are 2 types of secondary subnets, either portable or static. Portable IP addresses are available to all resources on a VLAN, whereas static IP addresses are available to the resource identified as their routing endpoint. Global IP addresses' unique routing behavior utilizes IBM Cloud's backbone to provide IP addresses to the resource identified as the routing endpoint. Cloud connections and VPN connections were introduced earlier in Part 5 of your learning materials, but options around how they're provisioned and how they're added to Power VS instances will be explored more deeply in the chapter ahead.